It's December 17th. I'm back in that bedding area where last time had that spike chasing that doe, a couple more does, and we had that shooter 4x4 come through, and he actually came through right probably 30 yards in front of where I'm at right now. And so the plan tonight was to get out of that tree stand and move closer to where we've seen all the shooter bucks walk through. No use staying in that tree stand this part of the season anyways, with the season winding down, when we know where the most of the shooter bucks have been moving. Hold on, deer in front of me. Looks like there might be a buck right in front of me. Well, just 100 yards or so in front of me, along that field edge, it was a big-bodied deer. I didn't see if it was a buck or not, but it was a big-bodied deer for sure. It wouldn't surprise me if it was one of those bucks that we've seen in here before. I gave a little bit of a grunt call, just because there was a spike in here a couple days ago, chasing that doe, and you never know, it can't hurt. So I'm going to keep watching here while I do this interview. But the plan was tonight, like I was talking about, was to get in here closer to where all these bucks have been walking across. Because it's late in the season, we need to get aggressive. I'm just standing right now behind this tree. We shot a turkey earlier in the spring doing the same thing, so hopefully it'll work tonight. But at this point in the season, you have to get aggressive. I pretty much still hunted my way in because this is pretty much a bedding area that I'm right in the middle of right now. So I went in real slow, real quiet, didn't disturb anything. So hopefully we get some bucks and does moving through here this evening. I'm filming by myself tonight because my dad is actually at our river spot, sitting on the ground where we had that encounter with that big buck, mature buck, early in or middle part of October. We've had a trail came up there showing a good pattern of deer moving through. He doesn't have a camera or anything, so I'm sure he'll see one or shoot one. But hopefully anyways. But now you've seen a deer here tonight. Hopefully they keep working their way through here tonight. We're getting aggressive, sitting on the ground as our season is only a week and a half or so away from ending, but we're on the bucks here in this spot, so we'll see what happens here tonight. Just had 3 does come in probably 10-12 yards away from me, and they busted me, of course. They didn't run off too hard, they're just off to the north a little bit, but I never like spooking deer like that. But with a week and a half left, we kind of had to get aggressive. But that's one of the reasons I don't like getting aggressive, because you tend to spook deer, especially in a location like this. It's been good, but we wouldn't have got a shot at them if we were in the tree stand, and they came in directly behind me. So if they took another couple steps, might have got a shot at that lead doe. But still back and forth onto whether or not I'll shoot a doe at this point in the season or not. But don't like spooking deer, but we had to get aggressive. But to be completely honest, it still makes me mad. made it down here to that second dry river, and I'll show you in a little bit. There's a ridge that runs off in front of me that wraps around. And that's a great kind of makes a pinch point or a nice place for the deer to walk, to go out to that west field. I can just follow the bottom edge of that. So I'm gonna sit up there. I can get above all this thick cover below me, look off to the north with the northeast wind blowing in my face. Nothing should smell me. So that's the plan tonight. Directly behind me is where that 4x4 buck was this morning. He's probably 100, 200 yards in that way. I'm betting he's still there. So if he gets up and he wants to come this way to go out eat in that field, he's gonna walk right by us. And if he goes the other way, we're kind of formulating a plan right now to set up on the other dry river to get him if he's going out to that cornfield the other side. But tonight we're just gonna see what walks by. I'm thinking, I mean, a lot of the time the deer were coming from this way in the morning, so this might be a better spot than just a little bit to the north, which is where we've been sitting the last couple times and where I sat on the ground 2 nights ago. So what the plan is now, I'm gonna still hunt my way in because I think it's pretty much a bedding area or close to it. So I'm just gonna go real slow, still hunt my way into my spot, get set up, and wait for the evening movement to move through. Could be an exciting night. We'll see what happens. Hopefully that buck comes through at least. Well, I made it in here. Sitting on this little hill, you can see the dirt behind me. So I'm up above the deer. I can see a good ways. I've actually got a shot at anything walking right down below me, so that'll work out well. And I can see off to the west here where the deer might be walking to go out to that field. So just a good observation stand. See what's moving through, see if it's a spot we want to come back to, or we can mark it off and move somewhere else. But it looks like a good spot from here, so we'll sit back and see if anything starts moving through. On the way in, I was still hunting my way in. I had a coyote get 5 yards away from me, so that was pretty sweet. But we'll hopefully have a close encounter with the deer, not the coyote. So see what happens tonight. seen more shooter bucks tonight than I've seen bucks, and probably does. I know bucks all year in one night. This is an unpressured piece right here, that's for sure. For them to be moving around at 3:30, 2 hours, 2.5 hours before dark. Had one come by at probably 50, 60 yards. I was hoping he'd take the other trail, but he walked out at 50 yards. I was ready for him. I had to put the camera down and just let it sit there on and record. I think the game plan now, we're going to have to move just maybe 20 yards to the north. And that'll put me in a shot to get that one, or anything that walks right here in front of me, or like that trail that he used. And then we can't really go any farther where they are, because that's right on the border between public and private, and there's no fence. So I don't know for sure what's what. We don't want to be somewhere we're not supposed to be. But this is probably good enough. I think if we get the right winds, we can hunt this spot. We can get in and out pretty easy too. But man alive, what an evening it has been tonight. There's a field directly off to my left, and one behind me, kind of catty-cornered behind me. And those does kind of went up, and they went out that way. A couple of the bucks went with them, I believe. That one went here, and he was going the complete opposite direction. And then the other, there's two more big ones, and they're headed back to the north. But I'm guessing they're just gonna go on that field, but just farther down. I should stop talking now, but it's exciting to see that many deer. Know we're doing something right. We found the spot now. We just gotta focus on this area, figure it out. We'll get a shot at one here before the season's up. But I'm gonna put the camera down now, start watching. Well, right after I got done doing that interview, 3 more shooter bucks just went up the hill, and kind of right where they're going, they can get off onto another field. So that must be where they're going. And then there was a couple of them down here. I couldn't tell what they were, but 3 more shooter bucks just walked by. So got about 15 minutes left. Still stuff moving around. So great evening. We'll let the remainder of the day kind of close down, get dark, get the headlamp on, and sneak out of here. But great evening.